Speechies, and welcome back to Itty Bitty Speech. My name is Megan, and this is a place for inspiring and engaging ideas for your itty bitty communicators. And today we are doing a very highly requested video, which is my review of the website SLP Now. Now this video might be a little bit lower quality than I am used to putting out because I am recording a Zoom meeting with myself so that I can screen share and show you what SLP Now looks like. So bear with me on the quality. Hopefully you can see me okay and it's, not too terrible. But before we get into my review of SLP Now, will you do me a huge favor and will you subscribe to my channel? Hit that little red button down below that says subscribe and you will be notified when I upload a new video about a day in the life or my Q&A or other reviews and product ideas, lesson plans, all those sorts of good things that we're going to keep doing going forward. So hit that button, hit that thumbs up if you like this video, and leave me a comment. I'll ask a few questions throughout this video, and you can let me know down below, and we can have a little chat, and I can get to know you better. But today is all about SLP Now, which if you've never heard of it, SLP Now is kind of an all-in-one website that is was founded by a woman named Marisha. She's amazing and super helpful. And it's kind of the answer to a lot of problems that speech pathologists have. I do have an affiliate coupon code for you that Marisha gave me to share with you to save $10 off of your subscription. And I do get a small affiliate fee for that. It doesn't cost you anymore, but just so you know, I have been a member of SLP Now since it launched. I actually joined before it even launched. So I've been using it for 3 years and I just got that code. So I'm sharing with you something that I do genuinely love. And I got that code for you guys so that you guys could get some money off if you're interested. So I'm going to put that code across the screen. The code is ITTYBITTY, all capitals. It is case sensitive, and that will get you $10 off of your membership to SLP Now. So SLP Now is a wonderful website. It is kind of an all-in-one resources, materials, library, and bank. It's a scheduling tool. It's a record keeping and data keeping tool, as well as a CEU kind of library. And she continues to add on new things all the time. For example, I just learned today that she added boom cards and is continuing to add boom cards to all of her book companion bundles. I didn't even know that. So it's continually growing and growing, and it's probably the best deal on the internet, to be honest. I wish I would have had this as a CF because you could join this website and you have everything you need to expand your knowledge with some courses in her course library. You have everything you need to track data really well, plus resources to target like 50 themes and a ton of skills. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm going to walk you through and show you what the different menus of materials look like so that you can just see an example of what is included in this and know that this video would be like 17 hours long if I showed you every single resource in here. So I'll do that first, and then I'm gonna show you kind of a mock-up of how I plan my week using SLP Now. I'm going to do a little bit of it in the actual dashboard, and then once we get to actual student data of mine that I store in here, I took some screenshots, put them in a PowerPoint for you, and blacked out student names. So this is actual, I blacked out names, but it's actual data and actual lessons I planned like in January. So without further ado, let me show you what SLP Now looks like. All right, so this is my actual SLP Now dashboard. When you first log in, if you're a member, this is what it looks like. And during the school year, right here where it says today's sessions, all of your sessions that you have planned for that day will pop up here. So it'll tell you, Bobby and Johnny, 8 to 8:30, Lucy and Ethel, 8:30 to 9, IEP meeting, whatever. And I will show you how that planner works, but this is how it looks when you log on. And then over here on the right-hand side, it will show you any materials that have recently been updated. There's a little therapy inspiration box here, just gives you an idea of a theme that you can use for the week. And then at the bottom, this SLP Now Academy is There are a ton of CEUs that you can get there, so it uses these resources, but it explains the research behind them, how you can use them, and if you are a member of SLP Now, you get a completion certificate that you can use then to turn into ASHA for CEUs, which is pretty awesome. And then she does monthly planning sessions where she goes through her planning for the week, or for the month, I mean, because that's how she plans her lessons, is for the month. So she goes through those and uploads them once a month so you can plan together if you want. So this is what it looks like. You can also, go up here. There's an evidence table, which is really cool, which will show you, if it's going to load, it'll show you, the evidence behind different things on SLP Now. So it'll show you the evidence, what resource is on the on SLP Now, and then the article links. So you always have the research right at your fingertips, which is amazing. And this is constantly growing, which is awesome. So up here, you can go to all materials and it will take you to the materials library, which is the original reason why I joined SLP Now, was for all these resources. And I have people ask me all the time, why don't you create more resources for older students? And the answer is, I get all of my resources for anybody like first grade and up from here. So I don't really create them because I don't need them. My resources come out of a need that I have, and I had a need for resources for those early squirrely little guys. Anything older, I just use SLP Now resources, which is why I don't create anything for anyone older. So you can go to this materials dashboard. It'll tell you what's recently been added, what's recently been updated. She's constantly updating things, and then some things that are popular. So you can go up to the top here and click on themes. It has themes broken down by month and then by other things. So there's a bunch of fairy tales here, different sports, different animals, and things like that. So today we're going to pretend that we're planning a back to school theme. Okay. So if we go to August, we can click on back to school and it'll show us any resource in SLP Now that relates to back to school. So we have books, book buddies, book guides for if you take a mouse to school and the Pout Pout fish goes to school. So there's a variety of resources here. There's no print options. And then if you click on them, you can also get access to the Boom card version. Sorry, my little box of myself is in the way. You can get all sorts of things. So what I did is I downloaded this bundle. So this is everything printable for this theme. So I downloaded it right here. So this is what a bundle looks like. So she has a lot of videos going through how she uses these and what the research is. So I'm not going to go too into that. I'm just going to show you what's included. So there's a theme at a glance back to school here, and it shows you everything that's included. The way, and I wish I had one here to show you, but the way that I organize these is in folders like these with the prongs. And then I print out everything and I put them in sheet protectors. And then if I have any copies, I put them in the same sheet protectors. And then in the front of the folder, I have they're actually cheaper than this, little plastic pouches for anything that's cut up. And I'll show you. So that's how I store them, is just in one folder like this. So there's a back at a glance, which I put at the front so I can know right away what's included in the folder. There's a parent letter, which I'm obsessed with. I send these home if they're not my little itty bitty kindergartners. Every other cat on my caseload gets one of these. And I write a little note up at the top about what we practiced. I circle whatever we did, and I might write a little practice at home right here, and I'm done. I always have copies of these. Each book includes a book guide, so she's broken down for you the articulation sounds that are included. So there's early sounds, later sounds, vocabulary in different tiers, synonyms and antonyms, different parts of speech, so multiple meaning words and things like that. So anything you could be practicing and you want to do it in the context of a book, it's all broken down here for you, so you can see if this is a good book to target. Like this would be a great book to target antonyms. So there's that included, and then WH questions. I use these while we read the book, so I always have this kind of open on my folder while we read the book, and I'll ask these questions as we go. Sometimes I cut them out and I glue them inside my books as a little cue to myself, and then I'll use the question cards at the end. So then it also includes different vocabulary cards. You can use them to pre-teach the vocabulary before, which you know I love. You can use them to to practice describing skills, whatever. You just have some common vocabulary in color and black and white. Some WH question cards with visual choices here in color and black and white. This is new and I'm obsessed with it. There's a whole pack to teach kids how to use this visual for story grammar. And then there are just these two. Okay. You can use this and make a little story retell visual for them and they can use it, which is awesome. So that's what's included. And then there's the same thing for Pout Pout Pish Goes to School. Same exact stuff. There's always some sort of activity included. So for this one, it's a scavenger hunt. I tend to use these with my articulation students that just need a little reinforcer. So this one is a scavenger hunt. They might be a do-a-dot sheet. They might be a describing activity. There's just all sorts of different ones for each theme. And then there's a craft. I love these crafts because there's actual pictures associated with how you make it. I usually print out one this way and then I'll print out another and cut out the pictures and we'll use them to sequence and retell. And the other cool thing about these crafts is every single one has a corresponding YouTube video. It's like a minute long and there's no words and it just shows the overhead view of someone making it, which I've used with a lot of kids too, which is cool. So that is what is included with a bundle of themes. And like I said, let's look. There's this many themes included. So they all have this kind of stuff. You know, the book guide, WH questions, vocabulary cards, a craft, and an activity, send home, things like that. So let me show you what the WH questions looks like. All right, so it includes this research summary. So it tells you about WH questions, what the process is, why you target it, some of the research. Just this one page, you can read over it really quick and it summarizes the research. So it includes WH questions 1. Step 1 is assess, step 2 is teach, and step 3 is practice. So if I go to teach, so this is assess. So it will show you, this is your assessment overview, assessment level 1. It has some visuals and you can ask these questions and keep track on this sheet. Broken down by WH question, level 2, and some, helpful things, level 3, read a story. So that is what is included in that. And then if you do teach, it gives you visuals and it gives you some practice opportunities. Some visuals. Some question cards. Things like that. So that's what's included in a WH question 1. Like I said, there are every skill you could think of. There's a skill pack. It includes the research. It includes an assessment to kind of gauge where your kids are at. And it includes a way to teach them, including the visuals, and then a few things to practice. And then she really encourages, which is what I love, to teach that skill and then as quickly as you can move into contextualized practice in the context of usually a book. So that's really something that's really great, and I love literacy-based therapy as well. So next I'm going to tell you how I plan a session this way and how it cuts down on tons of paperwork time in my life, including lesson planning, keeping data, reporting data, and Medicaid billing. So let me see if I can share my screen with you again here. This one. So if you go to Planner, this works very much like Google Calendar. So today is August 4th. So if I was planning a session today for 4 o'clock today, I can double click on it. I can enter a session title. I usually just put the names of the students that are in that session. So I could write Bob, Lucy, and Ethel right there. And then I can decide if it's therapy, if it's a meeting. I put my IEP meetings in here as well, just so I know. or other things I can put on there. If I have hearing screenings or some other meeting, I can do that. And then I type in here, so if we say Bob, this is Bob and Lucy, his name is not Bib, and then we can enter an activity. We can say pout pout fish, WH questions. And then that's what I have planned. You can, you know, if we say this session is from 4:00 p.m. to 4:30 p.m. And then this, you can schedule it. So if every Tuesday at 4:00 you see these students, you can say that you're going to schedule it weekly on Wednesday, on Tuesday and Thursday. And then it ends October 2nd. Let's say that. You can then add materials if you want. If you're doing this, I think this will be very helpful for teletherapy. I can just pull this up, and any materials I'm going to use from SLP Now with that group I have right here. And then I can add students. I'm not going to click this drop-down menu because this is all my actual students, but you can add your students into your caseload. So if I were to click up here, which I'm also not going to do because that's my actual caseload, you can enter your students, their therapy minutes, their goals, things like that. I'm not going to click on that because this is my actual caseload, and I don't want to, you know, show you any information about my actual students. So then I can add students into that one, and then I can save that session, and it will show up kind of like a Google Calendar. Once it's scheduled and it's ready to happen, you can either click on it on your dashboard or you can click on it here. And if they had goals, they would show up here and you can take data on them. So I'm going to jump over to the PowerPoint I made and show you what that looks like. So, sorry if this is all over the place, but this is what this looks like. So this is what my actual schedule looked like on January 13th to the 19th, 2020. So I blacked out kids' names here, but I have them scheduled. I have my lunchtime in here. I have my paperwork time, my department meetings in here. So this is what my actual schedule looked like. You can click on them and work within that time block. This itself kind of works like Google Calendar. So then this is what it looks like, a daily layout. And then this is what a session might look like, the session details. So this was on 1/8, this was my plan. I had the title, I have it blacked out, the students' names, it was therapy. We were doing Snowman interactive books and working on forward utterances. I spelled the word directions wrong with spatial concepts. It was from 9:30 to 10, and this was repeating every week on Monday and Wednesday until 6. Sorry, I had a kiddo's name there. Give me 1 second and I will get rid of that, and I will show it to you again. All right, so this is what it will look like when you go to the next tab over. You've planned your session, and this is within your session. So this friend, I've blacked off his name. His 2 goals, which you can see down here, were to answer basic WH questions or yes/no questions given visual or verbal choices, and will follow directions that contain spatial concepts or 2 steps in length given visual cues. So I clicked over here, targeted, because this is the goal we targeted today, and that I took data on, and he was 66% accurate here. And then once you have that in there, once you have this entered in here that was your percentage, you just click up here where it says manage note, and it will kind of generate this Medicaid billing template for you. So then I just click that, I copy this and paste it into Medicaid, and I'm done with my Medicaid billing. Because at the beginning of the week, I typed in what my plan was, which was Snowman interactive books. We were going to target forward utterances and directions with spatial concepts. It has the date and the time in there, the goal we practiced, and that he was 66% accurate. You can also do accuracy with support if you're doing different cues, things like that, but that's that. And then once you've got all of these goals in there, it will generate these graphs for you. So these are really nice to take to IEP meetings and things like that. This is what the data collection looks like. So when you click on your session for the day, there's a button at the top that says data collection. These are the 3 students that are in this session. So I click on each one of them. I click which one I'm collecting a score on, and then I do it on my phone usually. I click plus minus, plus minus, plus minus, and it keeps the data for me. So that's that. And then this was me showing you what all of the themes are that are available. I'm sorry, that's goals, themes, things like that. And that's what that looks like. So sorry if that was all over the place. I really love using SLP Now to plan my weeks. So the way that I do this, at the beginning of the week when I go to plan, I decide what theme I'm going to do, and I'll pull out my interactive books, my SLP Now folder. I'll sit down with the weekly view and I'll click on different students and type in what I'm going to do with them. So it's ready to go. I have my plan. During the session, I'll either have my phone or my iPad or my laptop in front of me. I will click who is present, and then if I'm taking data on a goal, I will click it, pull up the data taking tool and do plus minus, plus minus, plus minus. After the session, I will save it, create the template. It's just a one button click, create the template, and copy and paste it in Medicaid, and I'm done. And then that data will go into a graph that I can use for progress reports to show to parents, to take to IEP meetings, and things like that. So I hope that was a decent overview for you. I know it was kind of all over the place, but I really do recommend taking advantage of the $10 off and trying it at back to school. There is a feature in the caseload portion of it that you can download an Excel sheet from your whatever your IP software is and upload it into there, which is what I do. So that's really helpful. But that's kind of the lowdown on SLP Now. I did have a few questions. I asked you guys for some questions. And I did have a few questions. So let me get those pulled up here and I will answer those for you as well. All right, so Christian SLP asks, is there a scheduling tool? Kind of. So SLP Toolkit, which I've used in the past, I can't really speak to it. They have like an auto scheduling tool. I don't really remember how it works. This does not auto schedule for you like that does, but it does. I keep my whole schedule in it. I still schedule the like old-fashioned way of like writing it out on Post-it notes, but then I put the whole schedule in here at the beginning of the year. And then once it's in here, it's really easy to change things. Like if the group of Bobby and Lucy changes from Monday, Wednesday to Tuesday, Thursday, you just go in and change the dates and it just changes it in your calendar. It works really like Google Calendar. So it's not an auto scheduling tool, but it does. That's where I keep my schedule. And then I'm not constantly putting a new one out. Juju Speechy asked, how easy is it to use during the day for quick therapy? I think it makes my day much, much quicker because I have everything that I need for themes, but then also for quick progress monitoring. It has little assessments. So if I have 5 minutes with a kid and I know he has a WH questions goal, I can quick assess that, things like that. I think it's going to be really helpful for teletherapy this year because you can do that attaching thing. And as you saw that I just fumbled with screen share tabs, everything is right there in that tab. So I think that will be helpful. It also makes my Medicaid billing and my data much easier because I'm not like doing plus and minuses, calculating it, typing up sentences, and then pasting it into Medicaid. I Medicaid bill at the end of my session. While my kids are like cleaning up their stuff, I just copy, paste, copy, paste, copy, paste into Medicaid. So that is definitely quicker. What is the cost? So let me show you. I have the price breakdown here. So let me show you. So this is a pricing page. So you can do a 14-day free trial. It's kind of a limited scope. You can download a certain number of materials. So you can just kind of see what's in there. You can do that option as well. The monthly membership is $29 a month, and yearly it's $249 if you want to go for the year. So you're saving $100 for the year. So you could apply that $10 itty bitty coupon code and get your first month for $19, I believe. And this tells you everything that it includes. To be honest with you, before I joined SLP Now, I was easily spending $29 a month on just Teachers Pay Teachers resources, and they were not always as high quality as research-based. And the other thing I really like is none of the clip art or anything is super little kiddish. So there's stuff all the way up through 12th grade. And I move around schools a lot. So I know that if I get a random 6th grader, I have resources to target their goal that's evidence-based. So that's how much it costs. It is an investment, but it saves me so much time in Medicaid billing. It makes me look really good when I have those graphs of data. I don't pay for any CEUs because I just take the courses that are on the in the library that she has explaining her resources. So I think $29 a month is so worth it for the amount of peace of mind it gives me, the amount of resources it gives me, and things like that. Rachel Harmon asks, organizing her materials, do you print and laminate or print as you go, use virtually? I print and laminate. The first year that I was a member of SLP Now, I just printed and prepped things 1 week at a time. But if you're prepping the entire, printing out and prepping the entire theme, if we're going to do a back to school theme, there's really only like 6 or 7 pages that need to be laminated, and they're just laminated and cut. There's not a lot of like binding or Velcro or things like that. So it's super, super quick to prep. And then, like I said, I keep them in folders like this, just with the label. I wish I had one here to show you. And then I keep stuff, in the prongs in sheet protectors. And then in the front, any like the question cards that are cut out, I keep them in a little pouch like this. So that's how I organize them. For the theme packs, the skill packs, the WH questions categories, I have organized a little different. Let me know in the comments down below once I'm able to get back into my speech room if you want to see how I have those organized, because I've gone through a few different ways of organizing them, and I think I've finally come to a solution that I like. But she has a lot of good organizing solutions as well on her website. So that's how I organize those materials. But I think I'll use a lot of digital ones now with teletherapy. I have another question. How does it compare with other tools on Instagram like Swivel and SLP Toolkit? I don't know anything about Swivel. I've heard about it. I've never used it. I can't really speak to it. I think it's an app that you use to make sure you're targeting each of your kids' goals in a timely manner and getting to all their goals, but I don't know anything about it. I used SLP Toolkit like 2 years ago, and it seems to me to be more on the side of progress monitoring and assessment and things like that, whereas this is more on the side of therapy materials for everyday therapy, as well as keeping records of everyday therapy. But again, I don't currently have a subscription to SLP Toolkit. I'm sure it's changed and grown in the past couple of years. But the thing I love about SLP Now, the thing that drew me to it originally, is the giant materials library, and I know SLP Toolkit and Swivel don't have that. So, but I can't speak to those things. How do you use it for literacy-based therapy? Someone asked. It's all literacy-based. That's where I kind of learned that I love literacy-based therapy, and I just needed to adapt it a little lower, but it's all literacy-based. So all of the themes are centered around books, and everything that is a skill is funneling towards being able to do that skill in the context of a book. So it's all literacy-based. Cost, free trial, discount code, secure, easy, support, time efficient. She had a lot of questions. Cost, we already talked about. It's $29 a month. If you do it monthly, you can save. If you do it yearly, you can use my code ITTYBITTY to get $10 off. There is a free trial, but I think it's a little bit limited. So if I were you, I would just sign up with the coupon code and check out the full thing for a while, see if you like it. Secure, it is. It's a HIPAA secure server. It does say that on all the stuff. It's HIPAA secure. I feel very comfortable having my student information and my student data on it. That was very important to her, that it's HIPAA secure, and it is. I find it really easy. Yes, it's a little bit, it's a lot. There's a lot there, which is amazing, but I can understand if you're just joining, it might feel overwhelming. I'm happy to help you, but this says support. The customer service is amazing. There's like a chat function that you can use within the website, and often there's someone online that can answer like right away. Like I was having an issue with my Medicaid template, and someone like live chatted with me like during the day. They'll email you back right away. Marisha, the founder, is super, super helpful. And there's lots of videos to help you get started, help you plan, things like that. So it's like it really is an all-in-one website. And then Chrysalie said, how do you use it with your preschool caseload and mod severe? To be honest, I don't use SLP Now mostly with my preschoolers. I use my own stuff. There's a lot of stuff you can use. Crafts are really good. Some of you have preschoolers that can sit for a long time, but I don't know, maybe I have the world's squirreliest preschoolers. I don't know. So I tend to use SLP Now for first grade and up, or like really advanced kindergartners. But there is stuff like there's phonology stuff on there. There is some core word stuff on there that goes with books, that it's kind of AAC based for like older severe kids. So that's kind of, there is stuff on there. Personally, I use my own stuff for preschool, but it is very helpful for those kids that are just all over the place, that you can use like your phone, and my phone is just right there and I can take data, right next to me, rather than pluses and minuses and, you're throwing paper everywhere. It's all on your phone. Nothing's getting water spilled on it or stuff like that. So that is helpful. And that was all the questions that you guys had. I hope this was helpful to you. Give this video a thumbs up if this walkthrough was helpful to you. Leave any questions you have down below, and I will either comment, or I will either, if I can answer your question in words, I will. Otherwise, I will answer some more questions in Instagram stories and things like that if I need to share videos and stuff. But really, my suggestion, you take advantage of that $10 off. Join, especially at the beginning of the school year, and just try it out. I really couldn't do my job without it anymore. So let me know down below if you are an SLP Now member, or if you plan on joining. I'd love to be like SLP Now friends. It's honestly the greatest. So if you like this video, it was helpful to you, make sure you give it a thumbs up and hit subscribe. I'm going to be putting out more videos as we go along. And so hit that subscribe button. Help us reach our goal of 1,000 subscribers. We're getting kind of close. But other than that, I hope you have a great day. Let me know if you have any questions, and I'll see you later. Bye.